Hey, everybody, this is Alan Fine. I'm here with John Chernesky, who's the Senior Vice President of Sales for Norwegian Cruise Line. And if you are interested in selling Norwegian Cruise Line, this is the place to be. We're going to talk about sales, sales, sales. This is Insider Travel Report. John, thank you for talking to us on this great week of NCL videos because of the inaugural or the first cruise of Viva. And what does that mean to you as a salesperson?
Well, it means everything to the team. It's the investment in our brand and delivering yet another amazing ship in our fleet of incredible vessels. And the Viva is spectacular. And I think travel advisors and their clients alike are just going to love being able to experience the cruise options that she now delivers.
So where do we begin? One of the great things about Norwegian is the relationship they have with travel advisors. For those who don't know, they'll learn more about it. Those who do love it, your Partners First program. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I think, an amazing program for me as someone who's relatively new to Norwegian to join in. I've been on the job a little over 4 months now, and the name says it all, Partners First. We believe truly in that we both win is the right way to manage any business relationship. And we truly mean it when we want to put our travel advisor partners first in line and we think about them in everything we do. It's how we approach our investments and our educational platforms, our marketing. Advocacy for the travel advisor community is really what me and my team do each and every day. And we want to give them as many tools to succeed because, it may sound cliche, but truly we can't do this without them. And as we've come out roaring out of this pandemic and businesses is doing great, we thank our travel partners because of that. Truly our success is foundational upon their success.
I'm going to differentiate between guests and travel advisors in terms of promotions. But right now, let's talk about guest promotions that are running, like free at sea, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have free at sea, which is something we recommend everybody take advantage of because it represents such an amazing value. And we see that trend in the cruise industry that people who are taking vacations don't want to feel nickel and dime when they get on board. They want to know that their drinks and their Wi-Fi and maybe their third and fourth guests are taken care of, their specialty dining, possibly airfare, depending on where they're cruising. So free at sea is the ultimate way to bundle all that together. It not only benefits the guests because they have that value add included, but it's also great for the travel advisor because that's baked into the price, which of course raises the commission. And so again, going back to Partners First, we want to give as much back to the travel advisor community as we can, and free at sea definitely accomplishes that.
And again, for the travel advisor, you guys have really embraced the no NCFs. Please explain how the travel advisor can get involved and benefit from that.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Alan, I inherited this program when I joined, but it's going on my resume because it is such a great program. And what it does is it pays commission on the NCF value that's part of the cruise for any bookings made outside of 120 days. And that effectively, if you do the math on, if we look back to 2019 to today, it's almost a 30% pay increase, meaning that much more commission per booking that travel advisors can earn. So we really want to encourage travel advisors to work with their clients, plan their voyages outside of that 120-day window, which actually isn't that hard when you think about the destinations that Norwegian is sailing to. When you talk about Alaska and Europe, exotic sailings, people tend to plan those farther out. So this program helps reward that destinational focus, but also that planning focus, which we know travel advisors are doing very well with their clients.
So we're celebrating Viva, but what's the future hold? Are there any new ships that you know about that you could tell us about? More Prima class?
Yeah, the good news is Prima class is 6 ships in total. So after Viva, we've got 4 more coming, and starting in 2025 all the way through 2028. More details to come. We haven't announced much in terms of what's happening, whether it's the ship name or what are the updated features. Because as you know, Alan, when a series of ships come out, the first ship is usually not the same as the last ship that comes in a series. There's always enhancements. We learn from it because designing a ship, looking at it on paper versus being on the ship, you tend to modify things, let's say. And so we're very excited for that ongoing development of the series of Prima class. But I have to say, it's the foundation is not going to change in the sense of the spacious accommodations, the deck space, the abundance of deck space, really bringing guests closer to the sea and the destination that we're in, and the dining, of course, is. I'm a foodie. I'm not a foodie in the sense of I'm like a Michelin star guy. I like to eat good food often, and I think Prima and Viva have really delivered on that.
Well, also the fact that they have the local pub and grill that's 24/7.
Absolutely. Having that access 24/7, having the variety of food. And, I hear it often from people saying, okay, Norwegian is a contemporary cruise line, but you're offering premium class food. The food on board, I really think can't be beat out there.
Yeah. So let's talk about itineraries that travel advisors should be thinking about selling.
Yeah, it goes back to what we were talking about with NCF. So the key destinations, and you look at the shift of how Norwegian has grown in these destinations. I mean, Europe and Alaska. Where we were 10 years ago versus where we are today is a very different story. And so we are seeing very strong booking trends into 2024, especially for Europe, especially for Alaska. And I like to say, don't wait, because you never know what that cabin type your client might like. And make sure you lock that in. And I think we're very excited that we also have extended seasons in both of those key trades. So we start earlier in Alaska and stay later than most any other line. I was in Alaska in mid-April of this year. I had never been there in April. It's a very different environment than when you're there in July. It was rugged. I really felt like I was in this untouched frontier land. And it's just an exciting difference to bring. And the same for Europe. They are so early in the season and staying through the fall. So for your clients that might not have to be tagged to the summer vacation window, probably the best time to get there is after the summer vacation window, because it's a little less crowded. The weather's a little different. And so we've got options for everybody.
But as you were saying, though, that they should book soon. Just from my own as a correspondent journalist perspective, you guys sell from the top down. They can lose the stateroom or the cabin or the suite that they want if they don't book soon. And I experienced that because I couldn't even film in the Haven because it's so popular. So I think travel advisors should take heed of that.
Yeah, it is good advice. We're not making it up just to try and sell cruises. It really is true. And thanks to the demand we're seeing, definitely don't wait.
And so as you're saying this, it comes to mind that the trend is toward longer cruises, isn't it?
It really is. And we have grown into that window of going into the 9, 10, 11-day cruise window. We've also got cruises that are, 14 to 21 days, going to far off places like Egypt, the Seychelles, Israel, Madagascar, many places to cover that you might not think of Norwegian. But we really do canvas the globe. We go to almost 400 destinations around the world. And I like to say this, Alan, and you're a well-traveled individual. And when you go on vacation, I hope that if you book a cruise, the last thing you're doing is getting off the airplane, going to the ship, and going on the cruise. I want people experiencing the destination a little bit before and a little bit after. And there's some logistical advice in there as well. As we know, air travel can be a little challenging these days. Do not cut it short to be, risking that you might miss the cruise. And so take your time, get there a couple days early, experience the destination. Norwegian has some amazing cruise tour options, pre and post, but also you can tack on just a hotel stay with our flexible air program. So do take advantage of that.
And that's all commissionable.
Yeah, we offer on the cruise tours a 10% commission for those add-ons, and we keep adding more and more of these cruise tour options. So around the world, take advantage of it.
So we talked a little bit about the program for the NCFs, but are there any other special programs which travel advisors should be taking advantage of?
First thing I like to mention, I come from a military background. My dad was in the Navy, and I'm so proud of our military appreciation program. So for your clients that have served in the military, take advantage of registering them for the program because they're getting a 10% discount. So I just want to throw that out there right off the bat and make sure you talk to your clients and say, have any of you served in the military? Next up are the programs that we call Cruise First, which is essentially it's our non-refundable deposit program. If you've got clients that know they're going to sail and they are committed to it, they can get a bonus offer by taking advantage of this Cruise First. So it's basically free money for any voyage that's over 6 days long. So I don't want you to miss out on that. Please look into it for your clients. And then when your clients do sail, they can take advantage of our program, which is called Cruise Next. So this is like a future cruise program where they don't have to book the cruise on board. They can buy this deposit. And they're getting free spending money on their current cruise. So imagine they put down $250 to book that next cruise, they're going to get a free $250 to spend on their current cruise. So again, free money, take advantage of it. And then when your client gets home, you can talk about planning that next cruise with Norwegian.
So I had the privilege of being on Viva and enjoying it and learning about it and writing about it and filming about it. What about FAM trips for the travel advisors? What's coming up?
We do offer a number of FAM opportunities. There's even opportunities where if you register and be part of our Partners First Facebook group, we give chances to win free cruises, but also connect with your sales manager, because depending on which agency you work for, we are regularly throwing out these opportunities because we really want you to get on board. We believe that the best way to sell anything is to experience it. And through your sales manager connection, we can get you and your agency hopefully hosted on board a cruise very soon.
So as a travel advisor sits around looking through their client list, who's the guest for the NCL product? Who should they be looking for?
Well, it's a hard question to answer because it is a wide group of people, right? It is not.
Well, you've done that specifically on purpose. You've made it that way for them.
Yeah, it's a brilliant concept if you think about it. We want to appeal to as many people as possible. Multi-gen trips, people that have a lot of money that can afford the Haven. You talked about that earlier. That suite experience, I think, is the best in the business. It's a ship within a ship. I sailed on it in April this year. I never wanted to leave it because it was so amazing. But we're a contemporary cruise brand. We've got tons of options for guests, to sail in the balconies. And it's not so much, I think, a demographic answer to your question as it is a psychographic. It's how do people approach life? How do they look at their vacation? What do they want to experience? We believe that people who are really valuing that flexibility and the freedom to do what they want when they want with no fixed dining times really does appeal to a variety of people. And as I said, the multi-gen aspect of it, you can have the wealthy grandparents in the Haven and the rest of the family enjoying the rest of the ship. And what I love about that connection is that, yes, in the Haven, you have your concierge and your butlers and your private dining and all that, but you also can go enjoy the water slide or the racetrack or the best entertainment production shows on the high seas and all the dining options. Yeah, it's fantastic. Beetlejuice behind me. Can't wait for Beetlejuice to come out on Viva. It's going to be spectacular.
I was also impressed from the top down that the solo traveler has this beautiful suite for themselves. Talk about that a little bit.
Definitely a growing trend. And I think we've got more news to come on that. But we really want to recognize this opportunity for people that maybe they are traveling alone or they lost a loved one, but they still want to get out there and see the world. I love that spirit of my travel's not going to stop. And so we've made these cabins available and they have that privacy and they can do what they want when they want and make some new friends. And
they have their own key carded suite where they can meet on their own in that area. It's really great. Yeah, Solo Travelers Lounge. Let's bring people together so they can meet new friends and enjoy their trip even more. So how should travel advisors sell NCL? What's the trick that you see? Or what hints can you give them? Yeah, I think on the one hand, it's an easy sell because it's a great product that travels the world. But I think also I really liked a few years ago when there was a change in the name of travel agent to travel advisor. And I think you're advising your clients, just like a financial advisor, planning the next 3 to 5 years of travel. Sit down with them and figure out what are you going to do. Maybe you've got a last minute trip coming up in 2023. Maybe you're looking at summer 2024. Get those trips booked now, but then plan out the remainder of those next trips. What are you going to do in 25? Make sure you're taking advantage of that cruise next, like we talked about earlier. So it's really that holistic view of future travel. Plans change, that's fine. It doesn't mean it's not written in stone. But really, especially if you're talking about destinations where you want to secure air opportunities, because that's important, obviously, to fly to these great destinations. We've got a great air program as part of our Free at Sea. And you can take advantage of that and really just have that great conversation, get them excited, and don't wait, I think is the resounding message here today, Alan. So we got more than 122,000 travel advisors watching. Where do they go for all this information? Obviously, you've got ncl.com, but the more important one is Norwegian Central. And so that is our hub of all things related to our travel advisor connection, information for you from a marketing perspective, information about your agency,
if I have clients that maybe have purchased the Cruise Next certificate in the past, how do I find that? You can go there and figure out how many bookings do we have that we should be talking about because of those deposits. It's an important all-in-one place for training NCLU, so you can learn even more about NCL if you haven't had a chance to sail with us personally. It's your opportunity to become an expert using great training modules that we've created.
John, thank you so much. We're really glad that you're over there at NCL. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate your time. Take care, buddy.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.